नदियाँ हमारी माँ जैसे हैं। समय आ गया है कि अब हम उनका ख्याल रखें। उन्हें नई शक्ति, नया जीवन देना होगा। हमें तुरंत कदम उठाने होंगे। हम सभी को राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर एक नीति बनाने का समर्थन करना होगा। समय आ गया है नदियों को गले लगा के पोषण करने का। नदी अभियान में हिस्सा लीजिए, अपना समर्थन दीजिए। 800009 800009 पर मिस कॉल करके अपना वोट रजिस्टर करिए।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin, we would like to thank our partners, sponsors, and supporters who have walked along with us on this group journey. Times of India, Mahindra Rise, Adani Group, our media partners Viacom 18, Star, Sony, TV 18, Zee, Dainik Bhaskar, GMR, Hindustan Hindi, Hero, FinCorp, BTVI, Mahindra Finance, PVR, Idea, Nick, Inox Air Products, Camlin, Good Earth, ONGC, Finolex, Ola Cabs, IRCTC, CII, Vodafone, Live Pure, Indigo, Airtel, McCann, Apollo, Dr. Reddy's, Adarsh Credit Cooperative Limited. We would like to thank our event partners, NSCI, especially the entire management board of NSCI. We also thank Samani Decorators for their support. We thank our regional sponsors, Polycab, National Real Estate Council, Castelloy, Aditya Birla and Group, SG Analytics, hospitality partner Novotel. We also wish to thank Rural Development Department of Maharashtra, Education Department of Maharashtra for spreading awareness in the state, support from organizations RSS, ABVP, NSUI. Also, there has been an overwhelming response from the film and TV fraternity, including actors, producers, directors, technicians, musicians, singers for the cause. Our gratitude to the Maharashtra Police and Mumbai Police for supporting the 1st September Nadi Abhiyan rally and other organized events. We would also like to thank our radio partners, Red FM, Fever FM, Radio City, and Big FM. Thank you.
गांव में फोन चोर है साहब।
फोन को जेब से निकलने का नहीं यार। मेरा फोन उधर है क्या? मेरा फोन
எங்குமிது பேச்சு இந்த பையனோட தொல்லையாச்சு எங்குமிது பேச்சு இந்த பையனோட தொல்லையாச்சு கிராமம் பூரா ஏமாந்தாச்சு இவரை பிடிக்க பாடுபட்டாச்சு கிராமம் பூரா ஏமாந்தாச்சு இவரை பிடிக்க பாடுபட்டாச்சு எங்குமிது பேச்சு ஒரு தல்லா தல்லா லல்லா தல்லா தல்லா லல்லா தல்லா லல்லா லல்லா தல்லா தல்லா லல்லா
फोन चोर? चल बताता हूँ सबको, चल। चोरी कर रहा है आपका बेटा।
क्यों की चोरी? बोल क्यों?
कावेरी के लिए, गोदावरी, नर्मदा सब नदियों के लिए, नदियाँ बचाने के लिए बस एक नंबर पे मिस कॉल देना था। किसी ने दिया? हमारे कल के बारे में सोचा? मैंने दिया। सबके फोन से नाम लिखे हैं, ले लो अपना फोन।
नदी बहेगी, जिंदगी रहेगी। 8009 8009 पे मिस कॉल दें।
Nadi Rashtra
we have been waking up to her voice every morning. Fondly known as Mumbai Ki Rani, an influencer, a youth icon. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the one and only Malishka Mendonça.
Good evening, everybody. Okay, I'm going to try something else. Namaskara, Mumbai. Okay, I'm going to try something else. Mumbai, तुझा हालचाल आज बरा है का? I see that you're doing supremely well this evening. I saw people dancing in the aisles. I see that you're ready to welcome change. You guys are, in for a beautiful evening today. I just want to welcome you all, and I want to welcome Sadhguru. Please put your hands together for yourselves, for this city, for what's about to happen here. मैं आपको आश्वासन दिला दूं कि विषय गंभीर जरूर है, मगर और सोच भी गंभीरता से इसके बारे में करनी चाहिए, मगर मन को हल्का रखें, ओके? मन को हल्का रखें, पार्टिसिपेटिव रखें, क्योंकि that's why we are here, because we dared to participate. So I'm just going to ask you a series of questions. Okay, ready, Mumbai? How are you feeling? Okay, wait, I'm canceling it. Are you feeling good? Are you happy to be part of the Rally for Rivers? Have you parked your bikes safely? Cars? Okay, boats at least, chalo. नहीं, because मतलब वर्ली पे बांध के आए होंगे, anything can happen. 3 days rains have still been predicted. Yeah. You know what is amazing to me? This city that has been told कि अब आपके पास पानी भरपूर है, and जो कुछ समय पहले तक खुद नदी बन गई थी, आज has come out in huge support for the Rally for Rivers. Please give yourselves a big hand. You know why this is? This is because because Mumbai, my city, my lovely Mumbai, she knows what's important. She knows the power of her voice. You've done this all before, haven't you? You've raised your voices before, right? Well, you're about to do it again. Give yourselves a big hand for that one. Okay, a few more mandatory questions here. You can do this with a show of hands and just make a general noise. How many of you drank your mandatory 8 glasses of water today because the nutritionist said? Haila kisine nahi. Koni nahi kaha? Kai challay tari ka hai? 6 glasses? 6 glasses, anyone? Chal 1 glass to pee liya. How many people drank 1 glass? Bhagwan bhala kare, itna pani hai. Behno aur bhaiyo, pee lo. Okay? Alright. How many of you danced in the aisles today? Give me a cheer, give me a cheer. Okay. And how many of you made the missed call? Well done. Now, I was in conversation with Sadhguru earlier this afternoon, and I learned so many beautiful things in those 15 minutes. But one of the things I definitely learned is that you need to make that call to 8009, 8009. Can this whole auditorium say that number once out loud for me on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. We are not at a bhaji market. We will try this again, okay? 8. Let's do. Anupam Kher sir is in the front row and he has a great suggestion, sir. Say that for me on the mic, sir.
Hi. Namaskar, Sadhguru. So, 8000 में rhyming नहीं हो सकती है. तो मेरे साथ बोलिए 8 0 0 0 9 8 0 0 0 9.
Give it up for yourselves. You got that number right. Anupam ji's got my job. You got that number right. Remember to spread the word because we need 30 crore unique phone calls, okay? So that's 30 crore unique phone calls we need from you. Please remember to tell your friends. How many of you told your friends today? How many of you will do it tomorrow? All right, you have a few more days to do this. This is an evening of, enrichment. It's an evening of getting your thoughts together and knowing that you're pushing for something and together doing something that will bear fruition. We all know the power of when we birthed something new, when by the power of the people, together we birthed something new for ourselves instead of just complaining. So today, this evening is going to be about that. But we also have some riveting performances for you. I would like to invite on stage the first act for tonight, the very talented shadow artist from India's Got Talent, Mr. Prahlad Acharya. Please give him a big hand. परछाई, साया, इन शब्दों से हमको बचपन में डराया गया था. But when I was speaking to Mr. Prahlad backstage, he told me, परछाई बच्चे का पहला खिलौना भी होता है. And so, to tell you the story of our rivers, here's Mr. Prahlad Acharya. Ladies and gentlemen.
भारतं महाभारतं गंगा नर्मद पुण्यतीर्थं सिंधु सरस्वती कावेरी जीवन कारण मूलतत्त्वम् नदीराष्ट्रस्य महामृतम् भारतम् भारतं महाभारतम् गंगा नर्मद पुण्यतीर्थम् सिंधु सरस्वती कावेरी जीवन कारण मूलतत्त्वम् नदीराष्ट्रस्य महामृतम् भारतम्
Prahlad Acharya, may God bless your soul-stirring, shadow-weaving hands. Please, ladies and gentlemen, that was so powerful and so beautiful. This evening feels blessed and powerful, doesn't it? Yes, it does. All right, I'm going to now invite on stage our next performer, who of course needs no introduction. जब इन्होंने अल्लाह के बंदे गाया था तो रोंगटे खड़े हो जाया करते थे और मन करता था कि कबूतर ही बन जाऊं. But today he is here to present two beautiful songs. One that he told me was from Bahubali, and the second one is a dedication to the Adiyogi. And I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, say the name, Kailash Kher.
मैं आप सबको नमन करता हूँ, नमस्ते करता हूँ, प्रणाम करता हूँ, गुड इवनिंग करता हूँ, सत श्री अकाल करता हूँ, सलाम वालेकुम करता हूँ और जितनी भी करने योग्य बातें हैं सब करता हूँ. खेर साहब बैठे हैं, सुधांशु भी बैठे हैं और मंद मंद मुस्कुरा रहे हैं. बहुत अच्छी बात है और बहुत ही अच्छी शुरुआत है. खुशी की बात यह है, मैं आज के युवाओं को बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं जो बढ़ चढ़कर इंसानियत के कामों में हिस्सा ले रहे हैं. थैंक यू अनु मलिक. आई सॉ यू. कम ऑन. आई कैन सी यू मैन. हाउ आर यू डूइंग? आई कैन टॉक इन इंग्लिश टू यू. कम ऑन. तो आज जो मैं गाने वाला हूं उनमें से एक गाना है आदियोगी, जिसके हमने 3 एडिट बनाए हैं. जब आपने महाशिवरात्रि पर कोयंबटूर में सुना था वो अलग एडिट है. आज हम दूसरा एडिट गाएंगे. तो पहले हम प्रारंभ करेंगे बाहुबली के गाने से. भागीरथी कहां से आई थी? शिव की जटाओं से. वहीं से प्रारंभ करते हैं.
जटाकटाह संभ्रम भ्रमन्निलिम्प विर्झरि विलोल वीचि वल्लरी विराजमान मूर्धनि. धगत् 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 ज्वलल्ललाट पट्टपावके किशोर चन्द्रशेखरे रति प्रतीक्षणं मम.
छाया उसकी भुजाएं बदलें कथाएं. भागीरथी तेरी तरफ शिव जी चले, देख जरा ये विचित्र माया. संतति प्रमोदमान मानसे कृपा कटाक्ष धोरणी निरुद्ध दुद्धरापदि क्वचित् दिगंबर मनो विनोद में कुवस्तुनि. जटाभुजंग पिंगल स्फुरत् प्रणामणि प्रभा कदम्ब कुंकुमद्रव प्रलिप्त दिग्वधू मुखे. सिंधुरस्फुरद्वगुप्तरीयमेदुरे
आया, चारों दिशाओं में तेज सब छाया, उसकी भुजाएं।
और अब जो हम गाएंगे आपके समक्ष आदि योगी, इसका नाम हमने रखा है आदि योगी तांडव। तो कृपया इसमें एक छोटा सा पीस आएगा संगीत का, वो जो ये बजा रहे हैं संकेत, ये हमारी कैलासा टीम के सदस्य हैं, इन्होंने ही वो कंपोज किया है। साहेब ध्यान से सुनिएगा। तांडव का भी एक बहुत ही मध्यम एक चलन है, ऐसा भी नहीं कि एकदम पगलाए गए हैं, पता नहीं जैसे पेट्रोल लगा दिया हो, वैसा भी नहीं। सुकून भी है और प्रार्थना है, क्योंकि जो तांडव है वो उनकी स्तुति की जा रही है शिव की, और भज रहे हैं प्यार प्रेम से, एकदम श्रृंगार से लबालब हैं। थैंक यू वेरी मच। जब भी सदगुरु कोई नेक काम करते हैं, आप लोग इतनी सारी संख्या में बढ़ चढ़कर हिस्सा लेते हैं, यही मेरा भारत है। थैंक यू वेरी मच ऐ मेरे भारतवासियों, गॉड ब्लेस यू, आई लव यू। बहुत कम बोलता हूं, लेकिन आज मन में आया तो अंग्रेजी में कह डाला, आई लव यू।
कैलाश जी, आपकी अंग्रेजी और आपकी एनर्जी दोनों ने 4 चांद लगा दिए।
अभी एक और है मलिश का,
एक और गाना है। जी हाँ, मैं अनाउंस ही करने आई थी। बाल खोले, इट्स गोइंग टू बी अ डिफरेंट लेवल ऑफ सॉन्ग। Give it up for Bum Lahiri!
हाथ जोड़ के बोली गवर जा, हाथ जोड़ के बोली गवर जा, तीनों लोग बसाए बस्ती में, तीनों लोग बसाए बस्ती में। आप बसे वीराने में जी, आप बसे वीराने में। हजी राम भजो जी, राम भजो जी, राम भजो जी, राम भजो जी। शिव का वंदन किया करो, हजी शिव का वंदन किया करो जी। बम लहरी, मेरी एक सुनो अंतर्यामी, मेरी एक सुनो भोले स्वामी। मैं तो दासी जन्म जन्म की, मैं तो दासी जन्म जन्म की। बालिक उम्र से भक्ति करती, बालिक उम्र से भक्ति करती। तुम्हें छोड़ के कहीं न जाऊं, तुम्हें छोड़ के कहीं न जाऊं। रात दिवस तेरे चरण दबाऊं, रात दिवस तेरे चरण दबाऊं। तुम्हें जो छोड़ूं तो मर जाऊं, तुम्हें जो छोड़ूं तो मर जाऊं। और जो बच जावे मैं पी लूंगी, जो बच जावे मैं पी लूंगी। अमृत जान समझ पी लूंगी, अमृत जान समझ पी लूंगी। शरण में ले लो भोलेनाथ, कोई अपनी बना लो दीनानाथ जी। अगर एक सुनो जी पार्वती मेरी, एक सुनो गोरा रानी। इस जंगल में तू क्या पावेगी, कंजरी बन बन मर जावेगी। हाथी चिंगाड़े शेर दहाड़, हाथी चिंगाड़े शेर दहाड़। असम रमाऊं धुनी रमाऊं, तांडव कर कर डमरू बजाऊं। गुफा बीच मेरा है डेरारी, अभी समझ जा हे गोरारी, अभी मान जा हे गोरा। मेरे भूत की माला गले पड़ी, मेरे खक्कड़ माला गले पड़ी। तू तो देख से डर जावेगी, मेरे संग तू क्या पावे। कोई अच्छा कुंवर राजा का ढूंढ, कोई रूप कमर राजा का ढूंढ। तो रानी बन के
Kailash Kher, ladies and gentlemen. And accompanying him, Sanket. So I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to request our performers that the energy in this room is so high कि end में जब आपकी energy इसी तरह बरकरार रहे तो आप फिर से आकर perform करें. Thank you so much, Kailash ji. Give him a big hand. The energy quotient is high, yes? All right. Now I'm going to get on stage the man. You know, whenever he smiles, your heart melts in general. And when he sings, who remembers Musu Musu Hasi? So, I present to you Sean and his band.
Good evening, everyone. And that was absolutely mesmerizing. It's such a wonderful evening here. We're all gathered together, and all with one belief, all with one feeling in our hearts that we need our rivers as much as the rivers need us. And I'd like to make an honest confession. At the beginning, it's not my band, but it's a wonderful band, and we haven't rehearsed, but I just wanted to be a part of this wonderful evening, so flown in just this morning. We're going to do some songs that are connected to the cause. So I'd like to do a song that actually the way the rivers are going today and the way we are losing almost another 40% of river water, that is, you probably will sing this song, remember it more as a river singing to us, or us singing an ode to a river that was. बहती हवा सा था वो, उड़ती पतंग सा था वो, कहाँ गया उसे ढूंढो. रे बदी हवा सा था वो, उड़ती पतंग सा था वो, कहाँ गया उसे ढूंढो. हो हमको धोखा देती हमको कल की फिक्र सताती, वो बस आज का जश्न मनाता, हर लम्हे को खुल के जीता था वो। यार हमारा था वो, छूके हमारे दिल को, कहाँ गया उसे ढूंढो। सुलगती धूप में छाँव के जैसा, रेगिस्तान में गाँव के जैसा, मन के जख्मों पे मरहम जैसा था वो। हम सहमे से रहते कुएं में, वो नदिया में गोते लगाता, उल्टी धारा चीर के तैरता था वो। बादल आवारा था वो, हमारा था वो, कहाँ गया उसे ढूंढो। ओ कहाँ गया उसे ढूंढो। हाँ, कहाँ गया उसे ढूंढो। Thank you so much. I see a very, very dear energy right here, and so many of you wonderful people. Confession, I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't see too much. But of course, I can see that there's a wonderful, wonderful halo of goodness, a feeling that is so positive that's coming from each and every one of you. सब में एक अलग चेतना है, एक अलग जागरूक फीलिंग है कि अब तो कुछ हम ही करेंगे और हमसे ही होगा और कुछ खास होगा, क्योंकि इन नदियों के साथ ही हमारी जीवन सदियों से चली आ रही है। अगर आप किसी भी बड़े शहर, किसी भी दुनिया में किसी भी बड़े शहर को देखें तो किसी नदी के किनारे ही है। हमारे भी मुंबई में भी 3-4 बहुत अच्छी खासी बहती नदियां ऑलमोस्ट थी ही कहना है। अब तो नदी नाले की हालत में है, लेकिन आई एम श्योर के जैसे जैसे सतगुरु जी और ईशा फाउंडेशन के लोगों ने ये नया एक अभियान शुरू किया है, हम सब मिल चुके हैं इसमें, तो हम सब बहेंगे और सारे नदी को फिर से उसी खूबसूरती से बहाएंगे। और काफी सालों से ये जो इंटरलिंकिंग ऑफ रिवर्स की बात चली है, काफी इंटेलेक्चुअल्स कहते हैं कि ये बहुत अच्छी चीज है। तो इससे एक थॉट है कि इसके बारे में मैंने भी सोचा था एक गाने के जरिए। आपने सुना होगा इस गीत को कि जब से तेरी नदियां मेरी नदियों में लागे रे, जब से तेरी नदियां मेरी नदियों से लागे रे, तब से दीवाना हुआ सबसे बेगाना हुआ, रब भी दीवाना लागे रे, रब भी दीवाना लागे रे हो, जब से तेरी नदियां मेरी नदियों से लागे रे। क्योंकि नदियों को तो पता नहीं कौन सा स्टेट कहाँ खत्म हो रहा है, कौन सा स्टेट कहाँ शुरू हो रहा है। अगर हम स्टेट्स के बीच में लड़ते रहेंगे तो फिर नदी तो बेचारी फंस गई ना उस बीच में। तो अगर हम सारे स्टेट से मिलकर कहें कि तुम्हारी नदी हमारी नदी मिल जाए और कुछ कमाल हो जाए। एक और नदी से गाना याद आ रहा है जो हम थोड़ा सा मैंने सोचा कि प्रदूषित नदियां हो चुकी हैं आजकल, तो नदी को देखकर लोग ये भी गाना गाने लगे हैं कि तेरी नदियां बड़ी कातिल मार ही डालेंगे, तेरे नदियां बड़े कातिल मार ही डालेंगे। कातिलाना कातिलाना अदा से एक दिन इस दिल को हंसाएंगे, रुलाएंगे, मार ही डालेंगे। मेरी नदियाँ को तुम एक दिन मार ही डालेंगे। बस हम यही चाहते कि ऐसा कभी ना हो और हमारी नदियाँ हमेशा कल कल बहती रहे और हम हमेशा नदियों में हमारे जो पूर्वजों ने इतने सारा they spent so much time along that नदियाँ किनारे। चलिए कोई बात नहीं, गाने तो बहुत सारे हैं, लेकिन एक आखिरी गीत के साथ खुशी खुशी हम इस अभियान को आगे बढ़ाएंगे, मुसु मुसु हंसते हुए। और तो वही गाना थोड़ा सा करते हैं। And once again, I'm very, very, very happy to be a part of this absolutely fabulous movement. हो जाए।
Shan's the man. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a big hand. Thank you so much, Shan. Especially for bringing the Nadis in, and look at the crowd going nuts. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
I'm not gonna leave.
But Shan, we're going to ask you to stay back because in the end we're going to do the whole कार्यक्रम again. Yeah, I'm going to call him on stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, you might have noticed कि समुंदर पे काफी सारे गाने बनते हैं. समुंदर में नहा के वैसे. Yeah.
नदियों की बात हो रही है.
But नदियाँ एक खास गाना लिखा है. A very beautiful song composed by Sachin Gupta. He has composed this song specially for the Rally for Rivers, ladies and gentlemen. And the song is going to be launched tonight right here before your eyes. Yes. Some of the singers are also our revered guests by our Honorable Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis ji, Srimati Amrita Fadnavis, Honorable Minister of Finance and Planning First, Shri Sudhir Mungantiwar, and Darshan Rawal, Rituraj, Sonu Kakkar, and please guess who else has sung it? Yes, you're right, say it. Sadhguru too has sung the song. I do invite Sachin Gupta and the band to launch before you the song Nadiyan.
Namaskaram everyone, namaskaram.
And of course we have Shan who's also singing along. That's why he's...
I would love to welcome everyone on stage. Avni, Rituraj, Shan bhai. It feels so nice when all of you, so many people, so many youngsters, all ages are here to support Rally for Rivers. This is the future. This is the lifeline. And I would just like to say one thing. There's no Jannat Upar, there's no Jannat Niche, but I still wrote a song called Jannat Sajai. So let's make that song for the Nadiya. I'll just sing a small line and I hope you can understand कि let's अब हम जन्नतें सजाते हैं नदियों के लिए. दिल में बसी मेरी हर एक सांस. You all have to say तेरे लिए. है तेरे लिए. Okay, we'll do it again. दिल में बसी मेरी हर एक सांस है तेरे लिए. Beautiful. तू जो कहे छोड़ दूं मैं ये जहां. जन्नतें सजाई मैंने. Wow, man. That's so nice. So now let's get back to the song Nadiya. Special thanks to everyone here who's been a part of the song. Everyone over there who's been a part of the song. Sadhguru singing for Nadiya was amazing. It was a different experience. So let's just start. Can we have all the lights go dim, please? Just put off the lights. I want to see how many mobiles are there in the room. Even the headset. Put that off. Put that off. Let it go dark, darker. More dark, darker. Yeah, can we put that off also?
अंधेरों में रोशनी कोई सचिन गुप्ता से सीखी नहीं सकता.
ब्रह्मानंद स्वरूपा ईशा जगदीशा अखिलानंद स्वरूपा ईशा महेशा. Let's do that louder. ब्रह्मानंद स्वरूपा ईशा जगदीशा अखिलानंद स्वरूपा ईशा महेशा. A lot of mobiles, man. With a lot of mobiles. Everyone just have to do 80009 80009. So many missed calls. Look at them yourself.
From birth to death, I need you.
That's Sadhguru singing.
Even after death, I need you to submerge my ashes. Oh rivers, you must flow. Oh Nadi, oh Nadi, oh Nadi, Nadi.
Come on, everyone together now.
Nadi, oh Nadi,
Nadiya.
Oh Nadi, ha Nadi,
Louder.
oh Nadi, Nadi,
This is the spirit of the country.
ha Nadi, oh Nadi, Nadiya. Oh Nadi, ha Nadi, oh Nadi, Nadiya.
Let's do
Oh
it.
Nadi, ha Nadi, oh Nadi, Nadiya. Oh 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 Nadi, ha Nadi, oh Nadi, Nadiya. सूख रहा है जल बिन जलना है कल, सूख रहा है जल बिन जलना है कल, कैसे तेरा कैसे चुकाएंगे, नदियां मिलके तुझको बचाएंगे. हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया, हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया, हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया, हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया.
Let's all dance together. Let's enjoy the moment. Everyone stand up. Let's enjoy.
आंखें खोल ले जग ले अब, जल है जीवन जल है जग. आंखें खोल ले जग ले अब, जल है जीवन जल है जग. आंखें खोल ले जग ले अब, जल है जीवन जल है जग. कैसे तेरा कैसे चुकाएंगे, नदियां मिलके तुझको बचाएंगे. ओ नदी हाँ नदी, ओ नदी नदिया, ओ नदी हाँ नदी, ओ नदी नदिया, ओ नदी हाँ नदी, ओ नदी नदिया, ओ नदी हाँ नदी, ओ नदी नदिया.
We humans have damned you, jammed you, and dug holes into you. Allow me to nourish you.
सांस भी ना आएगी, ना वायु पाएगा, ना वायु पाएगा, ना वायु पाएगा. कैसे तेरा कर्ज चुकाएंगे, नदियां मिलके तुझको बचाएंगे. हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया, हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया, हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया, हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया. नदिया हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया, 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 हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया.
हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया, हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया.
हो नदी, हो नदी, हो नदी नदिया, हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया, हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया, हो नदी हाँ नदी, हो नदी नदिया.
Oh rivers, we can never pay back the debt for all that you have done to us. Let me at least pay a small interest towards your well-being.
साये क्या कर डाला, माँ गंगा को कर दिया काला. आधुने जल इसका हर, तू जल 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 बहती नदियाँ.
Thank you so much, everyone. It's been a pleasure with you people. And let's just rock!
What a beautiful celebratory response. Thank you Sachin Gupta, thank you Ben, thank you Shyam, thank you so much. What a wonderful celebratory response you've had, and we're not even halfway through yet. Give yourselves a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Nadi hamari maa hai, hamari sakhi hai, it's our friend, it's our life. And because you've had such a celebratory response to the song, I want to show you a brief video now that will show you a few glimpses of the current situation of our rivers, the same rivers we are singing about, and also what you and I can do to bring them back to life.
இது தமிழ்நாட்டிலிருந்து ஆரம்பிக்குது இந்த ரேலி ஃபார் ரிவர்ஸ். நீங்க எல்லாமே இந்த ஒரு நாள் பண்ண பத்தாது, அடுத்த 30 நாள் இந்த உற்சாகம் இந்த ஊக்கம் அப்படியே வச்சுக்கணும். நன்மை அது வேணும்னா நம்ம ஒரு ஆறு எல்லாம் பார்த்ததானே நன்மை. இது உங்க கஷ்டப்படுத்துறதுக்காக நான் சொல்லல, கஷ்டப்படக்கூடாதுன்றதுக்காக சொல்றேன்.
செந்தமிழ்நாடென்னும் போதினிலே என்ப தேன் வந்து பாயுது காதினிலே.
It's such a great privilege that we are standing in the same place that Swami Vivekananda stood. Let us use this inspiration to see that we truly, genuinely rally for rivers, not for one day, not for 1 month. We must not stop till this happens. This must become a law and this must become a reality. Even if we cannot see it, our children should witness the rise of Indian rivers once again. Kerala, they're telling me there are 44 rivers and many of them are in serious depletion. We are glad to hear that governments and the minister and the people of Kerala have managed to revive 1 or 2 important rivers, which is a wonderful act of demonstration. A dry river can be revived. It is not something that it's finished.
நடந்தாய் வாழி காவேரி என்று தான் சொன்னார்கள். காவேரி நடந்து வந்தா தான் பாசனம் வரும், ஓடினா வெள்ளம் வரும், ஒண்ணுமே வரலன்னா வறட்சி ஆயிடும்.
3 நாள் நீங்க தண்ணி குடிக்கலன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, யாரோ ஒருத்தர் கையில ஒரு கிளாஸ் தண்ணி வச்சு போறாங்க, போய் காலில் விழுகிறீங்களா இல்லையா? விழுகிறீங்க. எனக்கு திருச்சியில போய் ரோட்ல போறோம், காலில் விழுந்து கேளுங்க, ஐயா ஒரு போன் கால் பண்ணுங்க, இல்லன்னா நேருக்காக போய் காலில் விழுகிற நேரம் வந்துடும் நமக்கு. I know you're not rallying for rivers, you're just protecting yourself from the sun, and that's what I want you to do for the next 30 days. Sun means like this, rain means like that, nothing happening means like this.
நம் நாட்டிலே அனைத்து அரசியல் தலைவர்களும் ஒருங்கிணைந்து செயல்பட்டால் நதிகளை மீட்க முடியும், நதிகளை காக்க முடியும்.
People are like this today, they make the call and they look at the river, it's not come up. Now if you give a missed call, the river will not come up. What we are working towards is a policy. If we implement the policy, in the next 20 to 25 years' time, the water will rise by minimum 15 to 20%. Before we die, we want to see that.
Miss call kodadana matra maribedi.
If you find a solution for a problem, you must be honored for your intelligence. If you find a problem in every solution, you must be put aside in this country, because we need solutions. And people are asking me, 1 kilometer, is it enough? This Sadguru has courage only for 1 kilometer. Maybe 50 years down the line, another Sadguru will come and ask for 50 kilometers or 100 kilometers.
ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತಾರೆ.
Tamil Nadu, this is your time that there is a crisis. This is the time to rise beyond caste, creed, religion and party affiliations and do what is needed and show the world that we are not a disastrous generation.
Rally for Rivers మన తెలుగు రాష్ట్రంలో మొట్టమొదటిసారిగా విజయవాడ చేరుకుంది.
Are we going to be a disastrous generation or are we going to be a responsible generation? This is the question.
ప్రకృతిని మనం కాపాడుకుంటే ప్రకృతి మనల్ని కాపాడే పరిస్థితి వస్తుంది.
Rally for Rivers is not a 30-day flirtation. For me, this is a lifelong love affair. This is the moment for the citizens of this nation to express very clearly that long-term policies which are for the well-being of the people and the nation and for the future generations, we are ready for that.
Mahabharatam Sadguru chese jalayagam Nadirashtrasya mahamritam Bharatam.
யார் காவேரியாருங்க ஒரு நாளையில் இப்படி காஞ்சி போனது இல்லைங்க. தண்ணியெல்லாம் நிறைய வருது. இவ்வளோ நாளைக்கு முற்போடு இப்போ தானுங்க இப்படி காஞ்சி போச்சு.
ಈ ಕಾವೇರಿ ನೀರು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಕುಡಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ನೀರು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮೊಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾವೇರಿ ನೀರೇ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಹೊಳೆಗಳು.
ஆத்த பார்த்தாலே எங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அழுவ வருது.
మా చిన్నప్పుడు అంత ముందర ఎప్పుడు వరదలే, ఇప్పుడు ఆ పరిస్థితి లేదు. నీళ్లతోనండి మానవుడి జీవనం అంతా నీళ్లతోనుంది. మెయిన్ నీళ్లేనండి మన జీవనాధారం అది.
Flooding from monsoon rain in western India has swept away much that was in its path.
Western Maharashtra is facing floods and drought at the same time.
ಇಂಡಿ ಭಾಗದ ಭೀಮಾ ನದಿ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಬತ್ತಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ.
North there are floods, in the south there are droughts. This is a clear case of the mismanagement of the ecosystem.
Kerala is starving for water the moment rain stops.
पैसा आप कितना ही हो, जब जल ही नहीं होगा तो पैसा किस काम का।
The Indian rivers are in a dangerous state. If we don't do the right things in the next 10 years, 15 years' time, it could be too late. Very little will be left. When rain comes, there'll be floods. No rains, it'll dry out. Most rivers are becoming like this. The greatest achievement in this country is, without any modern science, without any technological support, without any great infrastructure, just with traditional knowledge, our farmers have provided food for 1.3 billion people.
नदी में 12 महीने पानी बहता रहता था, पर अब नदी बारिश होती है तो नदी में इतनी तेजी से बाढ़ आ जाती है जिससे बहुत नुकसान होता है.
விவசாயிகளுக்கு வேலை இல்லை, வயல்லையும் வெள்ளாம இல்லை.
In the last 10 years, over 300,000 farmers have committed suicide in this country. This is not a joke. That many people did not die in all the 4 wars put together. We keep dismissing it, saying it's because of the bank loan. Yes, all those factors are there. But the most fundamental thing for a farmer is a rich soil and abundant water. If you grow a crop, let us say you took out 10 tons of sugarcane from 1 acre of land. What this means is, you took out 10 tons of topsoil. To call soil soil, the minimum organic content is 2%. But today, Many states like Punjab, Haryana, in Marathwada and some parts of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, the organic content in the soil is only 0.05%. This means this soil is slated to become sand in the next 3 to 5 years. The only way you can replace and enrich this soil is the leaves from the trees and animal waste. Trees we have removed long time ago. Animals are all traveling outside the country. If you eat one animal as a part of your diet, that is not the problem. Millions of animals are being exported. This means you have no way to enrich our soil. Soil and rivers are connected. If we want the river to flow all the 12 months, it is very important the soil must be rich. That is only possible if there are trees. Only 45 days of precipitation on an average in India must flow for 365 days means there must be substantial vegetation and a network of root system for it to be held in the land and let out into the river drop by drop.
When there's no tree cover, rain falls and lots of water enters the rivers quickly, causing floods. Once the rain stops, the river dries up. When there is extensive tree cover, the soil absorbs rainwater easily because tree roots make the soil porous and form tiny channels. Moisture seeps into the soil because of these channels, and water flowing over the ground reduces, lowering the risk of floods. The moisture absorbed by the soil travels beneath the surface and is released slowly into the river even after the rain stops. This ensures that the river flows throughout the year.
This must be understood clearly. People think because of water there are trees. No, because of trees there is water. If we have sufficient number of trees, we will have sufficient amount of rain. If there is sufficient amount of rain and there are trees, then the water will sink into the earth and the rivers will flow. We want to make sure on the river sides, at least 1 kilometer on both sides, there are trees. If it's government land, forests. If it is farmers' land, horticulture and other tree-based farming. If we implement this plan, what we have, an economic plan with a significant ecological impact. Most farmers can raise their income anywhere between 3 to 8 times in 6 to 7 years. This has to be done in a very organized way. Madhya Pradesh is the first state which responded to my call.
मैं सदगुरु जी के पास बैठा था, उनसे चर्चा हो रही थी, तो उनने भी मुझे कहा कि शिवराज, नर्मदा जी बचानी चाहिए और उसके लिए पेड़ लगाने का अभियान प्रारंभ होना चाहिए।
If our rivers deplete in our own lifetime, we are clearly making a statement that we are not interested in the future of our children. It is heartening to see today that all of you in great enthusiasm participating in this moment gives us confidence that we are not going to destroy this nation. This effort of wanting to plant 50 crore trees in 3 years' time is a phenomenal commitment from the government of Maharashtra. This has to become a people's movement. This needs will and policy from the government. This needs participation from private industry and businesses. In the month of September, we are planning a river rally. I'm personally driving, covering 16 states, having major events to create a very strong awareness in the country that the rivers of this nation are dying. All the chief ministers are participating in the Rally for Rivers event.
Rally for Rivers is a campaign aiming to garner people's support for a positive river policy. As this is a long-term solution, the government will need massive public support to make it happen. You can cast your votes to save our rivers by giving a missed call to 8009, 8009.
नमस्कार, मैं हूं शाहरुख खान और रैली फॉर रिवर्स में मैं बिल्कुल और पूरे दिल से साथ में हूं।
हमारी नदियों को बचाने में योगदान करें।
नदियां नहीं तो हम नहीं।
This is a cause that I really support with all my heart.
सबको मिलकर आगे आना होगा। ஒன்று சேர்ந்து அதை காக்கும் தருணம்।
We have to come like a team and rally for our rivers.
I am rallying for the river.
हम सीमा पर खड़े होकर अपने देश की रक्षा करेंगे और आप नदियों की रक्षा करके इस देश के बच्चों का भविष्य सुरक्षित करेंगे।
నదుల రక్షణ అంటే భారత రక్షణ.
If not today, then when?
मिस्ड कॉल दीजिए
8009 8009.
I beseech all of you to participate in this in whatever way you can. When I say all of you, I mean everyone who consumes water. To have our rivers flowing, to leave this land rich and well, is the best gift we can offer to the future generations of this nation. This is not a protest, nor is this an agitation. This is a campaign to raise awareness that our rivers are depleted. Everyone who consumes water must rally for rivers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you see, the Rally for Rivers has now become a people's movement. As Virendra Sehwag said, it is no more only a Sadguru. It has become something that the people have supported, loved, and will take forward. To express the same, I wonder if you remember on the 1st of September when Nadi Abhiyan happened. How many of you were part of the Nadi Abhiyan? As volunteers? You are amazing! And how many of you stopped to check it out and then immediately to give that missed call? Yes, voices, please, voices! I know you can't see me behind this dais, but today's evening is about voices, okay? Do we all remember the number? 80009, 80009, okay? It's something you've got to spread and tell the world about. The 1st of September was Nadi Abhiyan when you saw people in blue, because that is the color of our rivers, and also holding up the placards. So I would like you, in unison now, to hold up the placards that are wherever you are, and give a huge cheer for Rally for Rivers. Come on, let's hear your voices. This is incredible, and it has become, are we taking pictures of this wonderful audience with the wonderful Rally for Rivers? Okay. The people's movement has become possible with the support and involvement of many people, and we are privileged to have some of them with us, and I would like to invite them on the dais. Please, could I please have Shri Vineet Jain, Managing Director of Bennett Coleman Company Limited, the company behind iconic brands like Times of India, Economic Times, Times Now, and a huge supporter of the Rally for Rivers. On stage, please. I'd also like to invite Shri Sudhanshu Vats, Group Chief Executive Officer, Viacom 18 Media Private Limited. Please, can we have you on stage? Shri N.P. Singh, CEO, Sony Picture Networks, India. I'd also like to invite Shri Anupam Kherji, the man who is not only a brilliant actor but also my supporter in reminding you of the number once more. He has been supporting the campaign right from the beginning. Anupam ji, thank you very much. Welcome on stage. I would also now like to invite the First Lady of Maharashtra, Srimati Amruta Fadnavis, please. She herself is involved in very many social activities, especially rural development, and has shown strong support for the cause. Being a classical singer, she has also contributed in the song Offering of Nadia. Yes, hers was one of the voices you heard. I would next like to invite on stage Shri Sudhir Mungantiwar, the Honorable Minister of Finance and Planning, Forests, Maharashtra government, who has from the beginning of the campaign been very supportive. I must tell you this, that Isha and Maharashtra state government have signed an MOU and are partnering to make Maharashtra greener. And in the first week of July itself, listen to this, because we've rallied so much for trees as well. In the first week of July, they have planted 5 crore trees in our state. 45 crore more will be planted in the next 3 years. And that's what it is all about. So we're extremely grateful to Sudhirji for being with us today. Thank you very much. And of course, finally, I would like to invite on stage Sadhguru. Yes, you may stand. Give him a big hand. Thank you, Sadhguru, on behalf of the country. Okay, you may be seated. The Rally for Rivers has also caught the imagination of not just people here, not just across the country, but every segment of society, especially the children. So they've been engaged in this movement through creative writing in partnership with Koyuku Kamelin and creative art competition in partnership with Nickelodeon in a big way. So the creative writing competition was conducted for 5th, 6th and 7th grades of schools across India with the help of Koyuku Kamelin and Isha volunteers. The topic was Save Rivers, India's Lifelines. 39,254 children participated from Maharashtra itself. And we have today the Maharashtra winners of the contest with us. So we're going to felicitate them on the stage. We also have with us Mr. Sriram Dandekar, Vice Chairman Koyuku Kamelin, Mr. Soumitra Prasad, Head of Marketing, who are with us, and we would request them to kindly come to the dais for the prize distribution. We would also like to thank Crossword Bookstores Limited for the gift vouchers for the winners. And now I would like to invite the prize winners on stage. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, everyone who is associated with the cause has associated in their best capacity. These are young kids, they need our support. So I would like you to put your hands together. For grade 5, the prize goes to Ishita Vatmani from Shahad Sacred Heart School, Kalyan. Thank you very much. For grade 6, the prize goes to Ahana Rat from R.N. Podar School, Bandra. And for grade 7, the prize goes to Akanksha Girish Pai from Prime Academy, Pobai. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Please, let's acknowledge the creativity of these children. Thank you very much for being on stage with us, Mr. Dandekar, Mr. Prasad. We also have today with us Dr. Huzaifa Korakiwala. He is the Executive Director of Walk Hard. I request Dr. Huz to please come on the dais to confer the award of World Peace Ambassador to Sadhguru on behalf of Walk Hard Foundation, with a lot of love and encouragement from all of us. Dr. Korakiwala, would you like to say a few words, please?
Namaskar to all of you, dearest followers of respected Sadhguruji. I, on behalf of Walk Hard Foundation and the World Peacekeepers Movement, am very delighted to confer the title of World Peace Ambassador to Sadhguruji. Sadhguruji's initiatives on peace, I don't have to say it, but he's the path which he has shown to inner engineering and the path of inner peace. Because when we talk of the world peace, all the world peace starts from the inner peace of the human being. And the path which he has shown from inner engineering and inner peace is one of the most outstanding things this country has ever seen. Wockhardt Foundation, in a very small way, runs 18 programs in health, education and sanitation. And the World Peacekeeper Movement is a movement of 2 million peacekeepers. And they have the 7 peace value of gratitude, forgiveness, love, humility, giving, patience and truth. And these are the same values which Sadhguru has inspired in millions of his followers. So we are very happy that we are very happy to confer this title World Peace Ambassador to him. The Rally for Rivers is one of the most well thought out initiatives. It has started by creating awareness. It has started by mobilizing the entire country. And all of us are participating in this. It is one of the most important initiatives which is done. The water is life. And where there is life, everything exists only where there is life. So water is the foundation of life. And Sadhguruji has fully understood this. He has made a very well thought out strategy. He has created an awareness. And after the awareness, the action will come. And we are very happy to confer the title World Peace Ambassador on Sadhguruji. And before I end, I would like to seek his personal blessings at a personal level and for the organization which I represent. Thank you.
Yeah. Dr. Kharakiwala, thank you very much, Dr. Kharakiwala. I would now like to say that the rivers are our lifeline, but we have a heartthrob amongst us who also believes exactly the same. I would like to invite Varun Dhawan on stage. While I also invite the media, and this is the photo opportunity, I would like us to please hold up the placards for Rally for Rivers and convene at the front. Varun Dhawan, oh, there he is. I would like to ask Varun Dhawan to please say a few words.
Hey, I just want to say it feels amazing to be up on this stage with Sadhguruji. I want to say that what made me come here is, I'll be very honest about this. I was taking a flight going somewhere for film promotion and I happened to read an interview of yours, which really moved me. I think definitely the rivers are our lifeline, and as much education, as much awareness we can spread about this is less. The entire youth needs to come together and make this change. Our today will define our tomorrow, and it's an amazing initiative taken up by Sadhguruji and the Isha Foundation, and I think we all need, it's a high time we make this change as a society and as a country and as people. So let's get up and let's protect our rivers, let's protect water, because like Sir said, the rivers are our lifeline and water is life. Thank you.
Thank you, Varun Dhawan. Like I said, a heartthrob for our lifeline. Thank you, Varun. Thank you. I would now like to invite our esteemed guest to please come up and speak to us in short, crisp sentences before Sadhguru can take over the dais. Could I please start with Mr. Vineet Jain? Thank you.
Sadhguru, Mrs. Fadnavis, Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, a very good evening to all of you. Dirty, dry, disappearing. These are the words that come to mind when we think of our rivers today. They are not very different from the words we use these days to describe much of our lands. Degraded, depleting, dead. Human civilization was born along rivers. I dread to think what kind of society we would have built if 1,000 years ago our rivers were as dirty and depleted as they are today. Also imagine what our fates would have been had our forefathers treated our land and forests the way we do today. There may not have been a human race without the ecological balance that trees provide. Saving our rivers and green cover are two of the great challenges of our time. What I admire about the Rally for Rivers is its ambition to combine the two challenges. The difference between ambition and reality is human effort. Our thoughtlessness has turned our rivers into a mass of toxic sludge, sewage, and waste. But with sustained effort, we can reverse the trend and regenerate them. One of the fastest and most sustainable ways of doing so is to plant trees along the banks of our rivers. I commend Sadhguru and Isha Foundation for coming up with the idea and deciding to travel across 16 states to spread the word. Your efforts are generating support among both opinion makers and the public. The Times of India has always believed in not just chronicling change, but driving it. Teach India, Lead India, and Let India Breathe are but a few examples of our initiatives to impact and improve lives. We are proud to be part of Rally of the Rivers. I wish the initiative great success. We owe it to future generations to leave our rivers clean and clear, and our riverbanks lush and green. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jain. That was beautiful, short, crisp, and informative. I would now like to invite Shri Sudhanshu Vats, Group Chief Executive Officer, Viacom 18 Media Private Limited.
Shri Sadhguruji, Mrs. Fadnavis, Honorable Minister, distinguished members on the dais, august gathering, ladies and gentlemen, it's wonderful to see all of you, the stadium being full with Mumbaikars. A big round of applause for the Mumbaikars, please.
Always up for that. Always up for that.
Thank you. Thank you. So my journey with this association started about 2 years back when I met Shri Sadhguru at the Isha Ashram. And he spoke passionately about rivers and, how rivers were depleting and what we needed to do. And he said, this requires a movement, this requires an effort which is Herculean and which is unparalleled. Because all of us need to come together, but at the same time, we will not see the results immediately. As you also saw in the audio-visual, when he was saying that if you give a missed call, it's not that the rivers will start rising by a couple of centimeters immediately. The result of this will take about a generation, or 20 to 25 years, as he spoke about. And we at Viacom 18 are both proud and privileged to be associated with it. Shri Sadhguruji, this is our humble effort to try and work in this movement. But I want to assure you that, with the presence of all the Mumbaikars here, and I saw a lot of audio visuals in every city, and my personal experience of this Sunday morning, when I was running my long 30K run as I was preparing for a marathon, I could see the rally going, breezing past me, with you driving on the motorcycle and the huge round of, the cars and the motorcycles buzzing past. And what assured me that this is a movement is not only the rally, but as we were running, and we started from NCPA and we ran all the way up to Shivaji Park and back, I could see volunteers at every 200 meters talking about it, asking all of us, all the runners, to give the call on 8009, 8009. And on that note, I would request all of you Mumbaikars here and everyone who is listening to this, please reach out to your family and friends and give a missed call on 8009, 8009. This is our movement, this is for our future, and this is for all the generations that will come. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Sudhanshu. Happy running. Thank you very much. All right, I would now like to invite Shri N.P. Singh, CEO, Sony Picture Networks, India.
Thank you, Malishka. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor and a privilege to share the space with Sadhguruji and such respectable dignitaries on stage. Honorable Minister, thank you for this privilege. We are really proud at Sony Pictures to be associated with Rally for Rivers. When I saw that film a little while ago, I got reminded of a song that I always love. It makes me really proud. उसकी कुछ पंक्तियां मुझे याद आती हैं, वो नदियों के नाम सुन के मुझे याद आया, जहाँ गंगा, जमुना, कृष्ण और कावेरी बहती जाएं, वो भारत देश है मेरा. And I was really sad. जहाँ डाल डाल पर सोने की चिड़िया करती है बसेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा. And I was really sad to see the drying riverbed of Kaveri. You know, at Sony Pictures, we are committed to nurturing an environment which is clean and green. Environment is one of the 3 pillars of our CSR strategy, empowerment and education being the other 2. And in whatever little way we can, and we are trying to do, support Rally for Rivers. We need your encouragement, Sadhguru, to continue to give us support, and we really hope that we can, in our own small way, contribute our bit and leave Ek India Happy Wala for the generations to come. Thank you very much again. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Shri Anupam Kher ji, can we please have you on stage? Thank you.
नमस्कार सदगुरु जी, मंच पर उपस्थित महानुभाव अमृता जी. सदगुरु जी की पर्सनैलिटी में एक ऐसा चुंबकीय आकर्षण है कि वो जो भी चीज़ हाथ में लेते हैं उसको अंत तक ले जाते हैं और बहुत ही सहज भाव से आगे ले जाते हैं. कोई इसमें ऐसा महसूस नहीं कराते हैं कि बहुत कुछ हो रहा है, बट धीरे धीरे मुसाफिर हो यारो, न घर है ठिकाना, मुझे चलते जाना है, मुझे चलते जाना है. आप लोगों को अब तक तो पता लग गया होगा रैली फॉर रिवर्स की कितनी इम्पोर्टेंस है, कितना महत्व है. मैं सिर्फ ये कहना चाहता हूं कि अगर हमें अपने अंदर के इंसान को जगाना है, हमें अपने अंदर के इंसान को परिपक्व करना है, महसूस करना है, तो हमें उस वातावरण में रहना है जो हमें महसूस कराए खुशबू, हवा, पानी की छलछलाहट, वो बौछार, वो नदी के पास चलना. मैंने अपने बचपन में बहुत ऐसा देखा है और मेरी एक्टिंग में भी मुझे उस एटमॉस्फेयर ने बहुत हेल्प किया है, बिकॉज इमेजिनेशन बढ़ती है. आज बालों वाले कैलाश खेर जी और बालों वाले शान जी गाने ढूंढ रहे थे नदी के ऊपर. एक गाना है, ये हवा ये नदी का किनारा, चांद तारों का रंगी नजारा, कह रहा है प्यार कर, हो सके तो सार कर, फिर दोबारा ना मिलेगा दोबारा. ये लय, ये खूबसूरती और कहीं से आ ही नहीं सकती है. आ सकती है? नहीं आ सकती है. तो हमें क्या करना है? हम वैसे ही मिस्ड कॉल देते रहते हैं एक दूसरे को. अब तो फिर भी पैसे कम हो गए हैं मिस्ड कॉल के, लेकिन पहले तो मिस्ड कॉल देते थे, तू फोन कर मुझे। तो आज मिस्ड कॉल देखिए, अगर हमारे आने वाली जनरेशन का हम फायदा कर सकते हैं तो वो हमारा फायदा तो होगा ही हुआ, लेकिन अगर आज से 50 साल बाद हमारे बच्चे, हमारे पोते, हमारे पोतियां कहेंगी कि मेरे दादा मेरी दादी उस मूवमेंट में इकट्ठी हुई थी और आज उसका परिणाम मैं भुगत रहा हूं और मैं फायदा उठा रहा हूं, तो हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात होगी। और ये प्रयास है सदगुरु जी। एक कविता की चंद लाइनें आपको सुनाना चाहता हूं जो मेरे जीवन का एक बहुत बड़ा लक्ष्य है, सबने सुनी होगी कि लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, हिम्मत करने वालों की हार नहीं होती। नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है। मन का विश्वास रगों में साहस भरता है, चढ़कर गिरना गिरकर चढ़ना ना करता है। आखिर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती, हिम्मत करने वालों की हार नहीं होती। नमस्कार, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू अनुपम जी। ना 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 ना, गायक भी हो ही सकते थे आप, मतलब रोमांटिक। Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, I would now like to invite Srimati Amrita Fadnavis, the First Lady of Maharashtra. Ladies and gentlemen, to say a few words.
That is better. A very good evening, Shri Sadguru Ji, Shri Sudhir Mungantiwar Ji, Shri Vinit Jain Ji, Sudhanshu Vaid Ji, Sir MP Singh, Anupam Kher Ji, all stalwart artists who performed today, the selfless volunteers of Isha Foundation, other dignitaries and friends. It's an honor to be here today at this program of Rally for Rivers with an august gathering of like-minded people who aim to save our rivers. I'm so happy today, and I just remember a few quotes, and they are so relevant. They have compared a river to the time, both being very important assets for us. The quote says, in rivers, the water that you touch is the last of what has passed and the first of that which comes. So it is with present time. But ironically, we are running out of both. Time, because it is running out, and rivers, because they are dying. And only we can be the peace ambassadors for bringing in these rivers back to their glory, back to those clear crystal waters. And to champion the cause, who else but we have Sadguru Ji, the best of all. And we couldn't ask for more. We just have to give a helping hand, we have to give a missed call, and things will fall in place. Today we have Sudhir Mungantiwar Ji with us. He is also working so hard on this project. What Sadhguru Ji says through this project is, plant as many trees across the river banks as possible. In government lands, plant trees, and in farming lands, plant fruits which help the farmers also. So this is a win-win situation. We should always remember that the earth is not what we have inherited from our elders, but it is what we have to gift or what we have borrowed from our children. So we have to pass this on at the full glory, protect it and give it to our children. So I request for your wholehearted participation. We all are together, and let's go with our children, with our parents, across the river banks and plant as many trees as possible, because that is where our humanity can survive and live forever. So thank you. Please, please join the cause wholeheartedly. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Gurudev.
Wonderful words there about protecting the next generation. I would now like to invite Shri Sudhir Mungantiwar, the Honorable Minister of Finance and Planning for his Maharashtra government. Please give him a big hand.
आदरणीय सद्गुरु जी, आदरणीय अमृता भाभी, आदरणीय अनुपम खेर जी, आदरणीय विनीत जैन जी, आदरणीय एनपी सिंह जी, आदरणीय सुधांशु वत्स जी, और इस मिशन के लिए एकत्रित हुए मेरे सभी भारत माता के सपूतों, देशभक्त भाइयों और बहनों, मैं सदगुरु जी को धन्यवाद देने आया हूं और महाराष्ट्र सरकार की ओर से यह कहने आया हूं कि उनकी रैली फॉर रिवर नहीं तो रैली फॉर मदर है और महाराष्ट्र सरकार पूरी शक्ति के साथ इस मिशन में होगी। ये हमारे लिए कोई कार्यक्रम नहीं है, कोई समारोह नहीं है, कोई इवेंट नहीं है। ये हमारे लिए एक मिशन की शुरुआत है जो समुद्र के सामने बैठकर हम कर रहे हैं। ऐसा मिशन किसी ने सही कहा है कि कोई भी व्यक्ति अपने मां का कर्ज उतार नहीं सकता, मगर और कुछ माताएं ऐसी है जिनका कर्ज हम उतार सकते हैं। वसुंधरा माता का कर्ज पेड़ लगा के, वृक्ष लगा के उतार सकते हैं, और नदी मां का कर्ज रैली फॉर रिवर में 8009 8009 देन एवरीथिंग इज फाइन ऐसा कहते हुए उतार सकते हैं। जिन नदियों के किनारे हमारे शहरों का विकास हुआ, मनुष्य संस्कृति का पोषण हुआ, हमने नदियों का शोषण शुरू कर दिया। जो नदियां मानव के साथ कभी हम साथ साथ है कहती थी, मानव ने उसके साथ हम आपके है कौन कहना शुरू कर दिया। और इसीलिए किसी ने गंगा तेरा पानी अमृत ऐसा कहा, और वही व्यक्ति कुछ वर्षों के बाद कहता है, राम तेरी गंगा मैली हो गई पापियों के पाप धोते धोते। अब हमें सिर्फ इतना देखना है कि इस 21वीं सदी में वो राम तेरी गंगा मैली, उस मैली करने वाले में हम नहीं होना चाहिए। कन्याकुमारी से कश्मीर तक हर गांव में एक नदी है, हर गांव के लोगों के लिए वो जीवन रेखा है, जीवन देती है। और इसीलिए हमें यह तय करना है कि ये रैली फॉर रिवर, रैली फॉर मदर है, ये हमारे लिए है। कल जब हमारा पुनर्जन्म होगा तो हमें तो पानी लगेगा। अगर सभी हम आज समाप्त कर देते हैं तो फिर धन भी ऐसा क्यों समाप्त नहीं करते? क्यों बैंक में रखते हैं? क्यों एफडीआर करते हो? क्यों हम सोने में रखते हैं, चांदी में रखते हैं? क्योंकि हम सोचते हैं कि ये जो धन है ये आखिरी सांस में हमें काम आएगा, फिर ये नदी भी हमें अगले सांस से पानी देकर हमारे काम आने वाली है। हमारे शिक्षक ने 1980 में मैं जब पढ़ता था स्कूल में, तब हमारे शिक्षक ने बहुत अच्छी बात कही थी। बोले देखो, मैन इज ए सोशल एनिमल, यहां से मैन इज ए सेल्फिश एनिमल, ऐसी सफर शुरू हो गई है। सेल्फी निकालते निकालते सही में हम सेल्फिश तो नहीं हुए। 21वीं सदी में वो शिक्षक मुझे कहता था, आज याद आती है कि जब नदियां रुक गई है, जो नदी निरंतर बहती थी, जो नदी पवित्र थी, जो नदी को हमने माता माना, वो शिक्षक ने सही कहा था, वो हमें बदलना है, उसे झूठ कहना है। वो शिक्षक ने कहा था 1980 में हमको पढ़ाते हुए कि 21वीं सदी में दो ही वस्तुओं के भाव बढ़ेंगे, एक जमीनों के और दूसरे कमीनों के। तो हमें उन लोगों को बदलना है जो नदियों को प्रदूषित करते हैं। हम उन लोगों को बदलना है जो नदी माता होने के बाद भी उसके साथ गंदा व्यवहार करते हैं। चलो, हमारे लिए संकल्प का दिवस है। ऐसा संकल्प इस जन्म के लिए और अगले जन्म के लिए भी। सिर्फ एलआईसी हमारे साथ आखिरी सांस में काम नहीं करती, तो नदियां भी हमारे साथ अगले जन्म में हमें साथ देंगी। और सदगुरु जी, मैं आपको विश्वास देता हूं कि महाराष्ट्र सरकार ये छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की भूमि है। जब भी आप आवाज दो, हम आपके साथ है। यही बात के साथ मैं शुभकामना।
क्या बात है मुंगन तिवारी जी। नदियां, धन, एलआईसी सबकी बातें करके आपने हमें धन्य कर दिया। थैंक यू सो मच। It really is heartwarming to see our eminent leaders and influential personalities coming out today from different fields to support, to thank, and to encourage while we are on our quest to save our rivers. मैं अब 2 साल पहले पार्वती नदी के किनारे बैठी थी। मुझे याद है खल 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 जोर से बहती नदी, उस पर एक बहुत बड़ा रॉक, उस रॉक पर मैं लेट गई। मैंने दोनों ओर हरियाली देखी और मैंने आसमानों को देखा और कहा दुनिया में अगर कहीं जन्नत है तो वो यही है, यही है, यही है। इसी उम्मीद के साथ कि टुगेदर आज हम सब ना सिर्फ हमारे शहर में मगर देश भर में सपोर्ट रैली फॉर रिवर्स वेरी वेरी डीपली। इसी उम्मीद के साथ सदगुरु, मैं आपसे प्लीज दरख्वास्त करना चाहूंगी, द वॉइस they've been waiting to hear. Thank you very much.
How many minutes? I have a mic. Your forest minister, by mistake, they also gave him finance. And he's putting it to good use. He's become a green warrior in this state. And ma'am, we're very glad to have you here. Anupam, he's always been with us. And the stalwarts of Indian media houses. And all of you. There is much emotion invested in this country about the rivers. When we say Ganga, I have seen people, just when they say Ganga, tears come to them. One dip in Ganga, they travel thousands of kilometers just for a dip. They keep a little bit of Ganga water for years in their homes, so that the last thing that they consume in their life is Ganga Jal. This Ganga, let me tell you the story. When I was little over 19 years of age, I traveled for the first time into Himalayas. And one of my intentions was to meet Sundarlal Bahuguna, who started the Chipko movement of the time. I didn't get to meet him, but I got to meet his wife, who was as much a sage as him for the trees and the rivers in Himalayas. We removed something like probably 50 million grown-up trees from Himalayas. Well, we built Indian railways out of it, but much later we realized we could very easily use concrete sleepers instead of wood. We could have done that in the very beginning. It's just that not enough thought was put in, but anyway, we removed those trees, we built Indian railways, we are happy, we all rode on these railways, but at least we should have done the compensatory activity needed. By not doing this, Ganga has over 800 tributaries in that region. Of this, today, 470 of them have become seasonal, which flow for less than 3 to 4 months. Ganga River, the basin, the Ganga basin, occupies 25% of India's geography, and 33% of India's agriculture is in the Ganga region. It is a home for over 300 million people. That is as much population as United States, almost nearly so much. This river has depleted 44% in the last 50 years. If you had seen Ganga as I saw at that time, and today if you see it, it's a very sad story. And above all, filth is flowing in everywhere, as Sudhirji was saying. Great emotions, we will do puja, next moments we will spit in the same place. For whatever reason this has happened to us, it's time to change this. Pollution is something that has come to everybody's notice and there is a lot of talk about it. Of course, we have Swachh Bharat Abhiyan going on. But believe me, pollution, if we have political will, within 3 years' time, we can make sure all the rivers in India are clean. We have a clear-cut plan for this. Look at that one. So, pollution is a problem, but with determined effort, within 2 to 3 years we can turn it around. The policy, the draft policy recommendation clearly handles this aspect. The necessary technologies are available in the world today, it can be easily done. But the real problem is, the river is depleting. My engagement with mountains, forests and rivers was very early on in my age, in my life. If I can tell you a little bit about this. When I was 8, 9 years of age, if I found 10 rupees somehow, I bought a little food for myself and disappeared into the jungle. Well, there was a lot of excitement in the family. But when the food ran out, I always came back. So 3 to 4 days, I just loitered in the forest. I did one thing. This is something that you have to look at in your lives. I was walking in the jungles in the night. There was no such thing as those days, there is no torch, there is no LED, there is only one ever-ready torch at home, which is a great thing. Only my father is capable of handling this ever-ready torch. And actually it's never ready because those 4 cells are kept outside, because if you keep it inside, it will leak. So it was never really ready, but when emergency means only he knows how to put these 4 cells and then you have to… then only it will come. So there was no such thing as torch. So when I went into the jungle, I noticed all the other creatures are moving around effortlessly. Only I was struggling. So I paid attention, what is it that they have that I don't have? Because I had read a little bit of Darwin's theory of evolution, that we have the most evolved neurological system on the planet, but why is it that I can't see what they see? So I put myself to a certain kind of sadhana. I just took a thorn, which is 1.5 inches in length, and I would take 1.5 to 2 hours to minutely look at this thorn, micromillimeter by micromillimeter, and slowly train my eyes to observe in such a way that I could simply see as good as them in the dark. Even today, I never use torch. At home when I'm alone, I never turn on lights. I just walk around fine. Only if I have to read, I turn on the lights, otherwise there's no lights at home most of the time. Why I'm saying this is, human ability to do things is so phenomenal, but most human beings remain unexplored. Why is this connected to rivers? So when I went into the jungle and when I was with the rivers and the forest, for me, I did not see forest as some natural beauty, some kind of resource, river as some kind of resource. I just experienced this as a life way beyond me, much larger than me. When I floated down Kaveri for 13 days, on just 4 truck tubes and a few bamboos, for 163 kilometers and 13 days on the river, I experienced the river as a life beyond me. People like you and me come and go, but these rivers have flown for millions of years. Such a great phenomena of life. We are bringing it to a close. This year, Kaveri dried up 170 kilometers inland for 3.5 months. The picture that you saw in the video is post-monsoon Kaveri. Okay, this is not summer Kaveri. Just now we had a meeting as a part of the Rally for Rivers in Tiruchirappalli. Where the Srirangam temple is, I have seen Kaveri just 15 years ago, it would be a mile wide. It is one of the sites, the temple tower, which is a huge tower, is reflected in Kaveri. The people come from all over the country to see this reflection in Kaveri. But today, post-monsoon, Kaveri is about half the width of this hall. This is what we have done. We are living here like we are the last generation out here in this country. As a generation of people, we have taken the largest bite out of this planet. Such a huge bite, next generations may have nothing to chew upon. That's where we have taken it. This is no more a joke. This is no more the fad of a few elite people to talk about, green something. Ecology is no more a fashion. It is a deepest concern that we have right now is ecological concern. And rivers are dying for sure. We must understand, when we say rivers are dying, why and how? There are two types of rivers. One set of rivers are glacier-fed rivers, ice-fed rivers. Another set are forest-fed rivers. In this country, only 4% of our river water is glacier-fed, rest is all forest-fed. If there is reduction of snow in the Himalayas, which has happened in a big way, I must tell you this, I trekked in Himalayas from the age of 19, for next 27 years, every year I was there and I trekked at least for 15 to 25 days. When I first went to Gomukh, where the Bhagirathi river begins, this ice cave was just about 25 feet wide and the water was spouting out like this. It very much looked like a cow's mouth. 13 years ago, I stopped going. I've been trekking in Tibet and Nepal now because it caused too much pain to me. When I went there, this Gomukh is a mile wide, about 2 kilometers wide. I actually walked inside. You could drive 100 trucks into this cave. That's how big it's become. This glacial depletion is not something that we can fix, it's a global phenomena. We cannot fix it. Fortunately for us, most of our river water is forest-fed. What forest-fed means, I think the video was trying to explain what happens. If the precipitation happens, if there are forests, the water will percolate this way. No forest, it will go this way. So this is the cycle of flood and drought that we are experiencing right now all across the country. Now, this sounds too simplistic. If I plant 1 kilometer of trees, will everything be okay? I never said everything will be okay. But I'm asking, shall we take at least one single step in the right direction? Shall we orient ourselves and the next generation in the right direction? This is the important thing. Because the damage is so pervasive, you can't fix it overnight. There are many online warriors who'll make one call and look, is it coming up or not? Not coming up, it's not working. This is now not how it's going to work. Now, just being emotional about it is not going to give us solutions. This is an important thing that we as a nation should understand. Certain things have to be done strategically. Just doing things emotionally is not going to produce the results that we need to produce. This needs a long-term commitment of doing right things. But it is simple enough in the sense, there are only two things to river waters. One thing is augmentation of water, another thing is managing the usage. Augmentation of water cannot be done any other way other than bringing back vegetation, making the soil rich and organically active so that it will hold water. If the soil doesn't have the necessary organic content, it will let the water loose, it becomes sand. This has to be done means there are only two options. One is the leaves from the trees and the animal waste. There is simply no other way to do it. As you know, trees have disappeared in the Ganga basin itself. 79% of the green cover has been removed in the last 50 years, 79%. In the Krishna basin, 97% of the green cover has been removed in the last 50 years. We can't call this nation building. Unfortunately, we thought it is so because first 50 years we were in a survival mode. The country was left to us in 1947 in such a depleted state of poverty, and above all the country broke into three pieces. So we went into an overdrive of survival mode. We just did things just to survive. But last 20 years, I think we've been on a developmental mode. A time has come, we have to move into a sustainable mode. Because we have reached a threshold. If we cross this, we have reached a threshold. If we cross this, turning around becomes far more difficult than the way it is right now. When I was at Puducherry, the Chief Minister of the state, Sri Narayan Swamy, was saying, Sadhguru, 25 years ago when I was in Rajiv Gandhi's cabinet, we had a plan or a policy worked by our experts very similar to what you're saying, but we could not get concurrence from the states. We could not get them together, we tried very hard, so we gave up. So I said, see, if you had done this 25 years ago, with 10% of the effort and money, we could have done the job. Now we left it for 25 years, and today it will take much more effort, and it will take at least 15 to 25 years to turn this around. But if we leave another 25 years, it will take 100 to 150 years to turn this around. This is not activist, alarmist talk, there is proper science to this. So, we are at this moment. In this nation, it's our privilege that we have a serious challenge ahead of us. Because when challenges come, human beings rise. When there is no challenge, generally they live mediocre lives. When challenges come, human beings rise to do things that everybody thought is not possible to do. This is our moment in history of this nation and this world, that we as a generation of people can do something incredible, because nowhere else on the planet have rivers depleted to this level, and nowhere else there is the potential of turning it around as we have, because we have a land which is most responsive to anything that we do. When I say most responsive, I've been looking at this. As I look at this, it just amazes me. Right from ancient times, our sages and saints have been saying, this is a sacred land, there's no land like this. I thought, okay, lot of emotion, everybody has emotion about places where they are born. Everybody has emotions about their culture. But as I look at the biodiversity of this nation, there is no other continent on the planet which has the biodiversity we have. Why is it that so much life chose to happen here and not somewhere else? So that the level of biodiversity we have is so phenomenal. Protecting that is one aspect. Another aspect is, it will respond. The land will respond very quickly simply because of the enormous diversity that we have. I will tell you, the biodiversity we have in this little subcontinent, we are only 4% of the world's geography. Not even 10% of that exists in the entire North America as a continent, which must be at least 5 times or 6 times larger than India. So this level of concentration of life, why it happened here, I have no answer, but it has happened here, it's our fortune, and if we do the right things, the land will respond very quickly like no other land on the planet. And this response is important, because if the land does not respond, there is very little we can do. We have done this in small modules, that shifting farmers from crop-based agriculture to tree-based agriculture, we have seen the biodiversity just comes back in such a phenomenal way, and the economy of the farmer multiplies manifold. We have shown that a farmer's income can go up anywhere between 3 to 8 times in a matter of 5 to 7 years, just by shifting from crop-based agriculture to tree-based agriculture. We had a few Vietnamese experts with us, and they were telling me, shifting from paddy cultivation to fruit cultivation, their farmers' incomes have gone up 20 times over, 2,000%. I said, this is amazing, how is this possible? They're laughing at us because they came to Indian universities 20 years ago. They studied in our agricultural universities, took this knowledge back to their land and made it a reality. But we earned PhDs. I'm saying we have everything, but we are too siloed up. We are not able to use what we have for the well-being of this nation and the people. It is time that like green warriors like this, by mistake they've given the finance also in his hands. I'm sure he's going to use it to make it green. And what I have seen since I started September 3rd, we left Coimbatore, we have covered 6 states and this is the 7th state. These 6 states, or these 7 states, are ruled by 6 different parties. Never they can agree upon anything, you know that. But I must tell you, this is something we must acknowledge, the maturity of our political leadership today, that all of them today are speaking in one voice for the rivers of India. They are sitting together, they're talking one language, and they're showing one commitment, saying that some of the states were going into election, they said, it doesn't matter who comes to power, we will do this. This is incredible. So this has been one of the biggest hurdles, that there was no concurrence of the state with the center. So concurrence has happened effortlessly. I have to admit this, only 2 chief ministers I personally met to explain what the policy is about. For others, I just wrote a letter. Within 15 days, all of them confirmed their attendance, and many of them have signed MOUs to facilitate this. Some of the chief ministers are going ahead and saying, when I came to Karnataka, the Karnataka chief minister said, it doesn't matter what is the policy, we will do this in the Kaveri belt. So they signed an MOU. When I came to Andhra Pradesh, the Andhra Pradesh chief minister is saying, Sadhguru, it doesn't matter what the center thinks, whether they pass the policy, don't pass the policy, Andhra Pradesh will be the first state to implement the policy. Then I drove to Telangana. Telangana people said, we have already started implementing this, we will be the first state. And yesterday, your chief minister said, there is no questions about this, we are going ahead, and he has put this man with uncontrollable passion on the job. So this is fantastic. Till now, the 7 states that we covered had 6 different political parties. From here on, the next 9 states is all one political party. So, I think we have won the concurrence, which is a huge step. The next thing is, as it's been said again and again, there are many complexities to execution of the policy. There are legislative challenges, There are legal challenges, there are social challenges, and there are economic challenges. There are many challenges and complexities when it comes to implementation. So one thing we are requesting all the states to do is, the government part of the land, generally all our rivers put together, the major rivers, amounts to 20,000 kilometers of running space. Out of this 20,000, 25% of the land is held by the government, fortunately. This 25% must become forest. If this 25% becomes forest in the next 8 to 10 years' time, this has solved literally 50% of the problem. And the remaining 75% is in the farmer's hands. It is not fair to ask the poor farmer to save the river or the nation or the world or the ecology. It's just ridiculous. So, what we have evolved is an economic plan with a significant ecological impact. Out of this 75% of the land, 6 to 8% of the land is delta land. We don't have to touch it, we can just leave it as it is. So remaining 67% of the land amounting to about 14,000 kilometers. 1 kilometer on either side means 28,000 square kilometers is what we are talking about. We want Maharashtra to take this up first, but Andhra Pradesh is taking up before you, you must go faster. We want to set up large-scale modules. We've already successfully set up small modules and proven that this works. We want to set up large-scale modules, let us say 50-kilometer stretches or 100-kilometer stretches, which goes into horticulture with the necessary infrastructure of cold storage, value addition industries, and everything else allied that is necessary. Every 100 kilometers or 50 kilometers, there must be a small SEZ which is only focused on, augmentation of the fruit produce and the other medicinal produces we can come out with. Right now, Ayurveda is expanding in the world in a huge way. I'm asking you, where is the resource? Where is the resource base? So gradually, our Ayurvedic products will be diluted further and further to a point of ridiculousness, simply because we are not investing in the resource. So going into medicinal trees can be hugely beneficial for the farmer. Only thing is, we are talking to CII and they have agreed in principle that the industry must invest first and then the farmer will invest. In 8 districts in Tamil Nadu, we are going with this experiment. Even when there are no rivers around, we are going with this, that first industry invests, around that farmer invests with an assured income. And this will transform the space in a huge way. If we make it economically successful, after that you don't have to enforce anything, you don't have to implement anything, it will just spread by itself. So to make it economically profitable and sustainable is the most important thing. This is not ecology versus economy. This is economics which sustains ecology. This is how it has to be approached, otherwise it's just not going to work. So my entire effort in this policy document is to somehow marry science and politics. All of you married people, you understand, when you marry, you have to make compromises, otherwise it won't last. Yes? In any relationship, whether it's marriage or marketplace, both the parties must benefit, otherwise it's not going to work. So it is very important all the stakeholders benefit. When I say all the stakeholders, the first stakeholder is the river itself. The river should increase its flow, and all the life that is sustained in the river will naturally benefit from that. Next is the farmer, he must benefit from this. And next is the larger community, those of us who live in towns and cities. Next is the government and the local administrations, they must benefit in terms of taxes and revenue. Only then this will fall into place. This is what the draft policy involves, and it's a 700-page document. Once the central government accepts it, we will pass it on to all the state governments, the media, the many environmental experts and others who've invested their life in making this happen. They've all worked in different levels, but we want them to now contribute towards a positive policy. One thing that's happened in the country is, there are, with all due respect to them, they are not wrong. There are scientists and academics who are sitting up there, and if you tell them, right now many of them, a few of them are commenting about this, this is not enough what Sadhguru is saying. If you want rivers to be healthy, you must pull out the dams, you must uproot all the cities which are on the river banks, you must stop this chemical usage, you must do this, you must do that. Well, these things are not going to be done, you know that. Yes? You are not going to move out of the city, you are not going to pull down the dam, these things are not going to happen. Are we interested in just an endless debate, or are we interested in a solution? This is the big question. Because they're not wrong. Actually, if none of us exist in this world, the forests will grow and rivers will flow. That's a reality. That is the actual truth. If none of us exist here, definitely forests will grow through this hall and rivers will flow right here probably. But that is not a practical solution, that's not going to happen. We are not going to quit. We are going to do everything that we do. And how, within this activity, within these aspirations of wanting to make the nation an economic success, at the same time, how to protect our ecology, we have to make some compromises from both sides, otherwise it's not going to work. This is what the policy is working at, to make it an economic policy with ecological impact. So, right now, shall I go and plant a tree? No, I don't want you to plant a tree, because I don't want this emotional knee-jerk reaction to this. Right now, your business is to make that call and make sure everybody in this town and in this state makes that call. Now, the call is because, as I said, it takes 20-25 years to see results. This means 4 to 5 governments by the simple democratic process would have come and gone. Many of us who are here today may not be here after 25 years. But if we have to do a sustained policy in that direction, the people of this nation have to give one clear yes. This big yes vote is what the call is about. I called, it's not enough. I want at least 40% of the electorate to call, which is around 30 crore calls. Crores of calls are pouring in, we are not able to tabulate it yet. It is pouring in big numbers, but I'm asking for a minimum 30 crores. Will you stop right there? You should not stop right there. Because when it comes to the election day, I know in Mumbai you don't, but in the rest of the country, at least 60% of the people go and vote. They stand in long queues and they vote. But now, I'm not asking you to stand in a queue. The thing that you love most in your life, the phone. Come on. Don't you look at the phone more often than you look at your wife's face, your child's face, your husband's face, your mother's face? Look at her. She's using it as a mirror. So the thing that you love most, please use it. Just make a call, because at this point, it's important the people of India in one voice say that we want this to happen, so that these next 4 or 5 administrations which will come in the next 25 years, all remember that not 30%, not 40%, 90 to 100% of the people said yes to the river policy, we can never go off this. we have to make such a strong statement. Whichever party, whichever administration comes in the next 10, 15, 25 years, all of them should remember, like never before, people of India came together and said one big yes for the rivers. Incidentally, 24th of September is International River Day. Now, it's in the middle of river rally. I will be at Maheshwar, I will be on a river bank in Madhya Pradesh. All of you, and you must tell all your friends and family that you must make a pilgrimage to one nearest river in your area, if you know where there is a river, okay? Because we made a little survey and we found below 20 years of age, 80% of the population has never seen a river. They have not seen a river. Of course, they've seen an online river. They've not seen a real river. Will you do this? This is important. This is important that you make a simple pilgrimage to some river and you may find some of the rivers are filthier than the sewer that runs in front of your home or whatever, those things that you fall into in Mumbai. It doesn't matter, but you must make a pilgrimage to a river on 24th. Make this annual pilgrimage till our rivers flow clean and wonderful. You must make this happen, otherwise there is no nothing. Is this some kind of an alarmist thing that this is going to happen, terrible things will happen to India? No, I want you to remember, just 60 years ago, if you look back on the history of this country, every 2 to 3 years we used to have famines. When famines happened, how many people do you think died? Dozens? Hundreds? Thousands? No, millions. 1943 Bengal famine killed over 3.5 million people in 2.5 months. No nuclear bomb, just died quietly, hungry, no food, no water. I want you to understand the pain that human beings go through. We just can't forget it. We have a way of forgetting everything, the disasters that happen to us, and once again drive into the same pit. We are once again driving in that direction. In the last 60 years, fortunately, we have not had a single famine. We don't want to have any famine in the next 500 years in this country. That's what we must look at. And, oh, famine won't happen, we will import food, we will desalinate water, and we will somehow drink. That's not the point, but we are heading in the direction. Right now, over 3 lakh farmers commit suicide. Is that a joke? So I want you to remember, morning your breakfast and lunch, you're too busy, so I will leave you alone. Before you have your dinner, every day you must spend just 20 seconds and just think of all the pain and suffering people have gone through and are going through simply because there is no water and food. How many people? This is not to ruin your dinner, this is to awaken your humanity. You must eat your dinner as a full-fledged human being, not as another creature who just consumes food. You must stir up your humanity and then eat, then there is profoundness to everything that you do. Please bring this into your life, and the Rally for Rivers should not end the moment I leave Mumbai, because tomorrow early morning I'm leaving to Ahmedabad. Young people, you must carry on the rally by yourself, your own rally. Walk for the rivers, run for the rivers, cycle for the rivers, motorcycle for the rivers, drive, do whatever the hell you want. But do your own rally, go across the state in whichever form you can, or you call your friends and ask them to do something in your own little ways, please do it. Till 2nd October, you must keep this intensely on, because we as a nation have very poor memory. We have a way of forgetting the most horrendous things that happen to us, and tomorrow we are going on as if nothing happened. This is on one level a great quality, on another level we tend to walk into the same pits of the past. So we must remember. So make sure the rally continues, and from Mumbai I expect this. In every city I'm calling for this. We want, because many corporations are coming to us now and saying, we are willing to invest to revive the rivers. And we are talking with the World Bank to see that the World Bank kind of assures the corporations what they want to give us CSR every year, the World Bank gives it in one time so that we can do the work quickly. So at least 3 rivers are already committed by 3 different corporations, and many more are in the talking mode right now. When this comes, we need young people. I'm calling for 100 people from every city, young people who will work with us. For the next 3 years, I will give you 2 meals and a place to sleep. Nothing more, because that's all I get. I will give you what I get, 2 meals and a place to sleep. Next 3 years, those of the young people, because Mumbai is a large city, nearly 2 crores, I ask for 200 youth to stand up for next 3 years to make this happen. Are you with me, huh? Please say this after me. You must make this happen, Mumbai, the youth of Mumbai. You have to stand up. Your voice matters, your actions matter. Say this after me. Bharatam Mahabharatam Ganga Narmada Punya Tirtham Sindhu Saraswati Kaveri Jivana Karana Mula Tattvam Nadirashtrasya Maha Amritam Bharatam. Bharatam Mahabharatam Ganga Narmada Punya Tirtham Sindhu Saraswati Kaveri Jivana Karana Mula Tattvam Nadirashtrasya Maha Amritam Bharatam. Jivana Karana Mula Tattvam सरस्वती कावेरी जीवनकारणमूलतत्त्वम् नदीराष्ट्रस्य महाअमृतम् भारतम् पुण्यतीर्थम् सिंधु सरस्वती कावेरी जीवनकारणमूलतत्त्वम् नदीराष्ट्रस्य महाअमृतम् भारतम्